Hey, Daddy Jacob.
Oh, hey Matt.
What are we driving today?
It's a bloody Suzuki Jimny.
Look.
XL.
I'm excited because now we have the bloody Suzuki Jimny 5-door, or XL as it's better known. Finally. How long have we been waiting?
So bloody
Years.
long.
We've been waiting years and years, and here we are finally with it. This thing will set you back $34,990 for the manual. You add $1,500 and you can get yourself the auto, which is what all of you seem to bloody want. But do you want it? Today we're gonna let you know because we're gonna do the most comprehensive review of the Suzuki Jimny XL. We're gonna tell you everything you need to bloody know about this thing, Jacob.
This might be a bit of an XL video.
Oh, it's an XL video for an XL boy like me. So we're gonna take you for an exterior tour of the Jimny XL. What's different? Because there are quite a few different things just versus the standard 3-door, apart from obviously the extra doors. We're also going to check out the practicality because finally this is a usable car. Then we're going to check out the interior because there are a few things different with the interior as well. We're also going to performance test this thing, see just how slow it is, considering that it has the exact same engine as the 3-door but adds a bit of weight. We're going to do that for the manual and the auto, Jacob.
Bloody hell.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work for me.
That's a Daddy Editor Jacob. And we're of course going to drive these things, see just how they perform on road because there's been some suspension changes, so many changes. And then we're gonna take this thing off-road and see just how well it performs on some pretty technical courses. Is it a lot worse than the Jimny 3-door, or you're not even gonna notice it?
You might notice it a bit.
Okay, Daddy Jacob, stop spoiling it. Let's get into it. Okay, now let's start with the changes for the Jimny XL because there are quite a few. The first big thing is this grille. You're gonna see that it's got all these chrome bits about it. This is exclusive for the Jimny XL, and look, it's a bit extra, but I kind of like it.
I think it's a nice touch.
Sorry, just had to take down a fly. Red, that's new.
I like the black roof too.
Got a black roof there. Otherwise, it is very similar. So you get this black scratchy plastic there, and it is very off-road focused. The other big difference, Jacob, is actually up here. This has its 2nd generation of camera technology. So now, only the automatic, but it has adaptive cruise control.
Much more livable.
Yes, so much more livable. You do get these LED lights here, halogen bulbs for your turn signals. What the f? What the f?
Suzuki, what are you doing?
Enough. Down here, you've also got some daytime running lights, but they're halogens. But anyway, who cares? It's a really good looking car. And by the way, if you want to learn more about this car, we will have a full review on our website, CarSauce.com. We do daily news, reviews. So just keep your eye out because this will be coming up shortly after we post this video. Jacob, let's check out the side.
Let's do it.
Okay, so coming to the side, you'll see these black, scratchy plastic bumpers here. Again, it's meant to be off-roady, but also this car's really cheap if you think about it. Here you've got some 15-inch wheels, just tiny, tiny wheels, but they've got some nice thick rubber to them. Too bad they're highway terrain tires. They are also really, really narrow. So yeah, this thing, it sucks on a highway, man.
Yeah, it's not the most road trippy car.
No, it's not the most road trippy car. What a great word, Jacob. You're fired. And now you're rehired. Let's continue. You've got some dampers in there that have been retuned, including the spring rates and stuff. We'll come back to that when we drive it, but are you gonna notice much? You've got some pretty cheap mirrors here, but anyway, that's fine. You've also got, oh, no keyless entry or go. You've got a little exposed keyhole there. This is old school. Guttering on the roof. You haven't really seen that since the 1960s, but hey, if it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid. No privacy glass, but oh my God.
What?
We have a new door, baby. Check this out. Oh.
I almost didn't notice it there.
Too bad I've whacked my head like 3 times going inside, but anyway, great to have, and we'll come back to that in a second. Otherwise, it really keeps its short overhangs. And for those wondering, this thing is just as wide and as tall as a standard 3-door Jimny. However, its wheelbase and its length have both been extended by 340 millimeters. So this sits on the same ladder frame chassis as the standard 3-door, except it has been extended and there's a center cross member. That's been added behind me.
Bro, all they've done is they've added a steel beam to the frame and they've just plonked it in there, welded it together, and now it's a longer car.
Thanks, Daddy Jacob. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You couldn't get it out,
I couldn't do it. I just can't do it. However, what I can say is that for the auto, the strength of apparently every component has been improved. The length and diameter of the rear prop shaft has been increased.
Quick, Matt, put away the brochure.
And because this thing is heavier, the front wheels, they now have these ventilated discs, which apparently help to dissipate more heat.
We need it on a day like today.
According to the brochure. Get back in there, no one saw ya. I also love this little window here, so if you ever stick someone in the back, they can look out and scream. I don't know, man, really, really cool.
You know what? I really like this car.
Really like it. Let's check out the bum. Alrighty, mummies and daddies, let's talk about the bum of the Suzuki Jimny in this 40-degree heat.
Cry me a bloody river, Matt. You're always complaining when it's raining, when it's hot, when it's cold. I'm
crying out of my forehead right now. Very boxy, very square. In fact, straight on from the back, you would have no idea that this is the 5-door. There isn't any badging or anything. Jimny All Grip. All Grip is in reference to its 4-wheel drive system. You've also got the Suzuki badge there, your spare wheel up there too, with a black plastic covering. You've got these new sensors. Well done. Well done, Jimny XL. Yeah, added some sensors. You've also got some completely halogen lights here, some of the cheapest things ever, but anyway, scratchy black plastic too. You have to keep in mind its price, guys. This is still a pretty cheap car.
And you know what? Being an off-roader, like, you're gonna bash up those lights anyway, so
yeah,
the cheaper they are, the easier they are to replace.
Just break them.
Just break them.
Just break them.
Go for it.
Check this out. All right, Jacob, I love this. Okay, on 3, 3, 2, 1. Sideways opening
boot.
That's right, everyone. I don't know why. I love these. Totally impractical because when you're backed up onto something, you can't actually open the door. But anyway, you do get a lot more room now. Way more practical in every way, essentially, versus the 3-door Jimny. So now you get 211 litres of space versus 85 in the standard 3-door. You can also drop the rear seats as well, and that expands it up to like 300 and something because you do have a hump in the floor now. Gone is the flat floor because they've added a bit more space below. So no, you can't lie down really easily in the back of your Jimny anymore, but at least you can expand out the space quite a lot. They've also added a 12-volt socket and a little light there too, with some places to bolt accessories. So yeah, this thing should be more accessorizable than a standard Jimny. So really, in the grand scheme of Jimnys, this is way more practical, but yeah, it's still really not the best, but good for a small off-roader. Jacob, let's check out the interior.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob. It's time to talk about the interior now. Okay?
You look a bit hot and bothered.
Yeah, it's a little bit warm, okay? So what's different about the interior? Well, first of all, on the automatic, you will see the adaptive cruise control button there. Very, very good. It just means that when you're on the highway, this thing is so much easier to live with. So really, really good. You've also got some interesting changes. So for example, the grab handle now has this thing in the center, so you can really just grab on for dear life. Another big change is this 9-inch display. It's just a little bit better than it was before. For example, you've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is always good to see. It is a little bit on the slow end, and the reverse camera is just terrible. But again, it's a pretty cheap car, man.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really complain too much about it. It's actually a nice upgrade.
Yeah, it's a nice upgrade. It does everything you really need. It doesn't have inbuilt navigation, but for most people, you don't need it. You can just use your phone anyway. Soft touch material doesn't exist. It's all very scratchy and stuff in here.
But you know what? It's a bloody off-roader.
It's
rugged. It's like a hose down interior, except you can't hose it down.
Yeah, don't do that. It's full of carpet. So in the center, as usual, you have a couple of windows. You might be wondering, where the heck are the rear window ones? Well, they've added them here. Oh, you can do it from the center now. You can also lock it out just in case you have any annoying children, which we have all experienced. You've got a USB-A port, a 12-volt socket, little storage area there, no wireless charging. Again, what do you really expect? You have your auto shifter there, including your overdrive button. I have not seen that in any modern car.
That is old school.
That is old school. Apart from the adaptive cruise control, the steering wheel is the same. Feels really nice to hold on to with a leather unit there. Up in front of you are analog gauges, but they look really, really cool. I love the orange effect to them. Looks like a fighter jet. You have a small screen in the center, shows hardly anything, so that really hasn't changed. You got your full drive selector here. Again, we'll come back to that. Manual handbrake. Love to see that. Oh yeah, that was a pretty cool trick, wasn't it, Jacob?
That was a really cool trick.
The seats are just 2 slabs of foam, really nothing special. To be honest, there are so many aftermarket parts, and one of the things I would probably do is rip out the seats, put in new ones, because they're not really great over longer journeys. Almost no support. Let's check out the back seats.
It was at this point that the daddies knew they had f***ed up.
And that's because, frankly, the mic unclipped. So next 60 seconds, I'm going to dub this. Let's go, baby. Alrighty, coming into the back seats now. Careful of your head. I've whacked myself so many times. Oh, coming inside though. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jake, we have a usable back seat in the Jimny.
How bloody good is that?
Like genuinely crazy. I'm 5'11", extremely tall, normal seating position. Many women have dated me. I've got a little bit of leg room, plenty of toe room, and plenty of headroom as well. Phenomenal.
It's like game changing.
No, like genuinely game changing. If you're holding out on the Jimny because of practicality, honestly,
you've got it now.
Yeah, and only 3 grand more.
And it's like a no-brainer to me. I would 100% do it for the difference in capability. But again, we'll show that later. Whole seat back here, same pretty terrible cloth, though don't love that you can also recline the seat slightly, really slightly,
Like probably less than 1 degree.
correct? And you've also got 4 seats inside instead of 5. But for most people, again, that's totally fine. I'm also fat. You still have to share the 2 cup holders up front though, which kind of sucks, but I do love this. Oh. All the way down. That's really good, man.
You don't really see that often in these kind of cars.
Yeah. Honestly, you don't. So really, really happy with the back seat. If people were holding out, you're going to be stoked. Honestly, because I was stoked. And I didn't have much of an expectation. I thought it'd be really poopy in the back, frankly.
Yeah, and you know what? I was in the back while we did off-roading earlier, and I was pretty bloody comfortable, if only a little scared for my life.
All right, Jake, speaking of scared for our lives, let's performance test it.
Let's do it.
Let's launch the manual, baby.
Let's do it. Fist me.
Didn't like that, did it?
What was that, bro? That was a little bit of an aggressive dump of the clutch. I can't see it. I can't see it. Ooh.
Oh.
That's looking all right. Come on, come on, come on.
We're running out of road.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's, you know what? Last time we got 14.7.
Okay, so you know what? That makes sense. About 90 kilos more. Yeah.
Let's launch the auto, see how that goes.
We'll see. Let's launch
do it.
this goddamn Jimny.
It's the auto, baby. Here we go. Fist me.
Come on.
Come on, daddy.
Come on. That's 50.
So slow.
Dude, what the hell?
Oh my God.
Go.
We're at 80.
Oh my God, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it.
We're actually not going to make it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! God, that, like, honestly, 0 to 100 in 18.59 seconds.
Bro, I quit.
That is so slow. That is so slow.
I think that might be the slowest car we've ever launched.
That is the slowest car we've ever launched.
Oh my God, and it was on a slight decline. How does that make sense?
I don't want to talk about it. Maybe you should just go for the manual. Let's drive it.
Let's drive the manual normally.
Alrighty, daddies, we are driving the Suzuki Jimny 5-door XL. My mum and dad made me. This thing.
They also love you very much.
We have the
Bro, eyes on the road.
5-speed manual. All right, we have the 5-speed manual. Let's see how this daddy Jimny performs
As we come to a stop.
Actually, you know what? This will be a great test of the bloody body roll.
Oh God, I'm scared.
Oh, first gear. Here we go, mums.
Grab handle. Oh no. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, that's a
hefty boy.
That's a hefty boy.
Let's put on some weight.
Frankly, it's not that hard to, move it around. Let's talk about though how much weight this thing has added. How much pork has been added to this car's fork.
90 kgs.
90 kilograms. That's exactly one of you.
It is.
Oh, wait.
I'm scared. Why are you indicating? Oh my God. I love the manual.
I like the manual, but I ain't gonna lie to you, Jacob.
Don't lie to me.
The auto is better, but we'll come back to that. Let's talk about what's powering this beast. So, powering this pretty slow beast
This behemoth.
is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder. I already
Yeah,
said that.
it is.
It pumps out a whopping 75 kilowatt of power, 130 newton meters of torque. Jacob, is that any different to the 3-door?
No, it's in fact exactly the same.
Exactly the same. And unfortunately, that does mean that, yeah, this thing is still pretty slow. And it's slower than ever because it's 90 kilograms heavier. However, it's 90 kilograms heavier. At least it's not like 3.5 ton heavier.
Yeah, that would have been 1 mat heavier. You really set yourself up for that
No,
one.
you set me up for that, and you
Yeah.
know how much that hurts my feelings. In terms of the 5-speed manual, it's okay. It's not my choice, and you'll see why when we drive the auto. But essentially, it just feels really slow, and it feels like you really have to work the
You
car.
have to ride out the gears. But I will say,
Tiring.
if you're a first car, if it's your first car and you're learning manual, it's a good manual to learn on because it's very forgiving. But it's not going to be the most, let's say, engaging. Oh no.
Oh, back end came out there. So that's
Yeah.
second, and my foot is flat, and we're not catching up to the car in front of us.
So
It's a little bit on the slow end, and you just feel, all right?
yeah. But you know what?
just
It's not meant to be a sports car, Matt.
No, it's not meant to be a sports car.
So relax a bit.
But I will say, I'm having, like, I'm in a jovial mood. Usually
Usually you're pretty crabby.
I'm shut down, you know?
After lunch, you just
Like this.
coma.
Oh, I'm so disenfranchised, you know? That's me, generally speaking. But today, I'm having a lot of fun because I'm driving the bloody Jimny. The other thing they've changed as well is the front suspension, and you can't tell.
No, it feels the same to me on road. I mean, maybe when we go off road a bit later, we'll be able to feel it, but so far, yeah. Oh God. Oh,
I'll tell you what, I like how it builds power right when it cuts out that power. You know what I mean? Right at that 6,500 RPM, I was like, nah, no more.
yeah.
That's it.
That's when you actually get the power.
All right, let's drive the auto.
Let's do it.
Automatic.
Ooh,
Power slide, as you should.
that was a beautiful display of driving technique.
Thank you. So, right now, we are in...
It's not shifting.
It doesn't want to, Jacob, because it's only got 4 gears. It has to be very, very selective, okay? Very selective. Obviously, we're in the automatic now. It's a 4-speed auto, and I'll be honest with you, if I was going to buy a Jimny, I would just get this. It's just easier to live with.
Look, I think now that you get the adaptive cruise control, it becomes a more obvious choice. However, if the manual got the adaptive cruise control, I would 100% be going for the 5-speed manual.
Fair. Actually, let us know what you guys think down in the comment section. What would you take? This auto or the manual? I'm unconvinced. We're on adaptive cruise control right now, Daddy. It's keeping us a safe distance from the car in front of us, a little crap box, and it's doing a pretty good job. You still get the same characteristics of just
Oh my God.
so much body roll.
The most body roll.
So much body roll. I gotta say that this car is no matter what Jimny you get, it's pretty terrible on a highway.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help it with those really tiny wheels.
Tiny wheels, big box shape,
Yeah.
not much power, and it's still quite light, even though it's the XL. It's like, what,
Yeah.
1.3 tons?
Yeah, it's
So,
only 90 kilos more.
yeah,
the
90
3-door.
kilos more, so not much more, and frankly, you know,
Yeah, you really do feel on the highway how light this thing is. And especially with how upright the window is, you get a lot of wind noise too.
it's slow.
Yeah.
It's pretty slow, guys, I can't lie to you. The driving dynamics are totally unremarkable, but you can still have fun in this thing. You can.
Yeah, look, it's a pretty hilarious car, I gotta say. Like its attributes are just hilarious.
There's no other way to put it. It's a
Yeah.
hilarious car.
Yeah.
And with that, Jacob, let's get back to our green little manual boy and take him off-road.
I'm keen.
All right, Daddy Jacob. Undeterred by being absolutely destroyed by water earlier, let's put this car into 4 low and take this thing off-roading.
We're already off road.
Oh,
And clearly
okay. I like to ride the clutch a little bit. It's one of my
you don't know
favourite.
what you're doing.
So off-road, we're going to keep this car in first gear to be absolutely fair, and we're just going to see how it goes. Let's talk about some of the changes though, Jacob, because this thing has a few bloody changes.
A few downgrades in the off-road
A
department.
few downgrades. You want that practicality? Well,
It'll cost you.
it'll cost you. So now we have an approach angle of 36 degrees, which is -1. We have a ramp over angle, which is heavily hit. It's down to 24
Yeah, from 28.
from 28. So
It's
that's
a big difference.
-4. And then we've also got the rear, which is down to 47 degrees. So
Which is still
overall,
pretty good.
It's still very, very
Yeah.
good. Ground clearance remains the same, Jacob, at 210 millimeters. So pretty good, especially since so many people just, actually do things to this car and make it even better off-road.
Yeah.
We are on highway terrain tires, and I gotta say, we've taken this around clearly
A few moments earlier.
Oh. This thing is so capable off-road.
Yeah, we were only losing grip on like super duper steep inclines, so I'm very impressed.
The turning circle has also technically taken a hit. We're now at 5.8 meters, Jacob. Let's see how this goes on some moguls, because,
Oh, the moguls, they're mogling.
this tells us how much wheel articulation we have. Again, this is completely standard, and this is some terrible.
These are some serious moguls.
These are some pretty bad moguls, and you know what? We're actually doing really, really well.
It's very comfy as well. The shocks are absorbing everything.
really comfy. Okay, Daddy Jacob, we're at a pretty steep incline. Let's press the
Pretty sure it's a
control.
decline,
That's what I said.
bro. You said incline.
No, I didn't.
Let the record
We aren't all-
reflect.
okay, fine. Play the clip, Dad. We're at a pretty steep incline. We're at a pretty steep incline. We're at a pretty steep incline. All right, let's go down here. This is pretty significant. My feet are completely off the brakes.
Oh my God.
I'm a little bit on the scared end.
You don't need to be on the brakes.
I'm not on the brakes at all, Dad. Oh, we heard that ABS.
That was very impressive.
You know what? Like, that was steep, man.
That was basically vertical for all intents and purposes.
Hey,
Whoa.
did pretty damn well.
I'm very impressed.
But Jacob, the ultimate test. We all know what the ultimate test is.
Going for a swim?
Yeah, it's going for a swim, because this thing has a wading depth of 300 millimeters, which...
It's a little bit pathetic, bro.
yeah, the water is pathetic. The water is absolutely pathetic. How can it attack me? How can it attack me when I'm an innocent person? Anyway, Jacob, let's...
I didn't know you were a hydrophobe.
Let's take this through the water. All right, Daddy Jacob.
We're going for a wade.
We're going for a wade.
This better be
Oh.
less than 300 millimeters, dude.
See, this is the issue.
Oh God.
With the stop.
You need to go a bit faster, I think. Oh, please, please, please take us out.
I feel like I'm on a boat. I can feel the water lapping at my feet.
Me too.
I will say,
That was impressive.
it's impressive. However, okay, the first thing I would do is lift this thing up on a lift kit and put on a snorkel. So
Of course you would.
its biggest issue is frankly its lowness to the ground ish.
But if you're doing some dry off-roading, this thing is extremely capable.
100%.
And this is probably the scariest obstacle of the course.
Help me up with this one. We need the power of two men.
We've got this. I don't think we'll need to change gears again. But I believe in you.
I'm holding it at 3,000 RPM. I'm
All
doing
right,
it.
please, please,
This
please.
is a steep incline.
You've got this.
Oh, please. Oh, now we're at 2,500.
Oh my God, no, you gotta go faster.
I'm going, Mum.
Oh, you did it.
Oh.
That was actually kind of easy.
Let go of my hand.
Gross.
I knew I could do that. One last bit of moguls, all right? One last bit of moguls.
These are wet moguls.
Just to really test out how the back end goes. By the way, Jacob, the front end of this thing is slightly revised.
Whew. Oh my God.
Thumbs out, the steering wheel.
Jesus.
Last thing that people actually want to know is the auto or manual better for off-roading?
I prefer manual.
And I prefer the auto.
Why is that?
We've driven both today, and I will say it's less to think about. It's less to do. It's less technical. So if you are someone who is less technical, frankly, if you take this thing off-road and you are, you
You're just
don't
a
want to stall it.
knuckle-headed.
Let's say you're a bit of a numbnuts like me.
Yeah, exactly.
The auto is
bit
good
of a
for you.
Neanderthal.
Yeah, a bit of a Neanderthal. The kind of guy that gets water on his shirt. Then,
To be fair, you've been holding onto that gear lever, and you haven't changed gears once.
that's because I'm stroking it. I'm really enjoying it.
fair enough.
All right, Jacob. Let's get into our final thoughts.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so final thoughts on the Suzuki Jimny XL. We've had a bit of time to simmer in our thoughts.
We had a nice D&M sesh on the plane.
Here's our final thoughts. It's actually
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. $3,000 for what you get. Yes, it's about 10% more in price. Jacob taught me that fact. But that's actually pretty okay.
I agree. And look, at the end of the day, if you're going to be living with the car, you're going to value the extra practicality.
Yeah.
However, if you're going to be living with the car, you're also going to be living with its on-road faults.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
And as much as I love that auto, my gosh, it's slow. But let us know what you guys think down in the comment section just below that like button. Tell us, would you buy a Suzuki Jimny XL? What do you think of it? Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.